Good day everyone, this is Jason Ilizar from BS Ed English 1A, and for this video we will be talking about language, dialect, and variety. So in this video you will know the difference between these three. For today's agenda, let's get to know more about language, dialect, and variety with three references, namely from Professor Henke, Kashur, and Kumar. Let's get to know what is language. So we can say that English is a language, but it says here that language is the principal method of human communication consisting of words used in a structured and conventional way and conveyed by writing or gesture. What is dialect and what are the difference between the language and the dialect? So a dialect is a form of language. It is a form of language spoken only by a specific group or only in a smaller group. So someone's accent is a part of their dialect. In this way, sometimes someone's accent can show where they are from. Of course, variety. So what is variety? In social linguistics, language variety, also called lect, is a general term for any distinctive form of language or linguistic expression. Linguists commonly use language variety, or simply variety, is a cover term for any of the overlapping subcategories of a language, including dialect, register, jargon, and idiolect. Let's get to know what's the difference between Word English versus World Englishes according to Kashur. So World English refers to the English language as a lingua franca used in business, trade, diplomacy, and other spheres of global activity, while World Englishes refers to the different varieties of English and English-based trails developed in different regions of the world. So here, the Kashur's circles of theory, the expanding circle, the outer circle, and of course the inner circle. So you will know the difference of these three in the next slide. So first, let's have the inner circle. So what is inner circle and what are the countries inside in the inner circle? So the inner circle represents the traditional basis of English: the United Kingdom, the United States, the Australia, the New Zealand, Ireland, Malta, Anglophone Canada, and South Africa, and some of Caribbean territories. So in inner circle, they represent the traditional basis of English, which means the English is their first language. Alright, so the total number of English speakers in the inner circle is as high as 380 million, of whom some 120 million are outside the United States. And now let's go with the outer circle. So the outer circle includes countries where English is not the native tongue, or let's say it is the English as only ESL or English as second language only, but is important for historical reasons and plays a part in the nation's institutions, either as an official language or otherwise. This circle includes India, Nigeria, the Philippines, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Malaysia, Tanzania, Kenya, non-Anglophone South Africa, and Canada, etc. The total number of English speakers in the outer circle is estimated to range from 150 million to 300 million. And now for the last circle, which is the expanding circle. It includes those countries where English plays no historical or governmental role, or let's say they don't usually use English in this particular area, but where it is nevertheless widely used as a foreign language, or ELF, or English as lingua franca. This includes much of the rest of the world's population, namely the China, Russia, Japan, most of Europe, Korea, Egypt, Indonesia, and etc. So the total number of speakers is from 100 million to 1 billion, mostly the business English. Let's move on to the language, dialect, and variety according to Kashru. So the term language represents an idealization. Individuals do not speak a language, they speak a variety of language or a dialect. We identify the national varieties by terms such as American English, Australian English, and British English. Within each nation, we identify varieties of regions. In the UK, they speak of Scots, Northern, Central, and Southern dialects, and the US and in the US, it describes 18 dialect areas of the Atlantic seaboard, including a distinct dialect spoken in New York. So in dialect variation, it is generally understood to be based on geography. However, there are other factors that lead to variation too. Let's say, for example, there are differences in the speech of different classes, ethnic groups, age groups, and genders. And there are differences between educated and uneducated speech. In South Asia, there are dialect differences based on castes and religions, so that one speaks of a Brahmin dialect, a non-Brahmin dialect of, say, Tamil and of Hindu versus Muslim Bengali or Kashmiri. So according to Professor Hanke, in order to distinguish or to define what the language is, we have language criterion. So the first criterion is standardization. So what is standardization? So standardization is the process by which a language has been codified in some way. That process usually involves the development of such things as grammars, spelling books, and dictionaries, and possibly a literature. And the second one is vitality. So it is a group's ability to maintain and protect its existence in time as collective entity with a distinctive identity and language. And the third one is autonomy. So autonomy is a matter of feeling. It is the ability to take control of one's own learning independently or collaboration with others. And the fourth one for language criterion is reduction. So what is reduction? Reduction is when an English speaker shortens or eliminates particular sounds in a word. Let's say, for example, when they say going to, they usually use the word gonna. Going to and gonna. So it has still the same meaning, same words, but they eliminate the particular sounds on it. And the fifth one for the language criterion is norms. So what is norms? The literary norm or linguistic norm or linguistic standard or linguistic norm, language norm, it is a historically determined set of commonly used language assets, as well as rules for their selection and use, which have been recognized by society and the most appropriate in a particular historical period. And now let's move on to Professor Rajesh Kumar. So according to Professor Kumar, language is an innate human capacity, a fully structured system, and of course language defines humans, and language is used in society. And of course we have here the acceptability versus grammaticality. So what's the difference between these two? So acceptability is the extent to which a sentence allowed by the rules to be grammatical is considered permissible by speakers and hearer, whereas the grammaticality, it is the extent to which a string of language conforms with a set of given rules. And now in social linguistic. So for the purpose of the study of language, a group of at least two persons with no upper limit may constitute society, and a group drawn for a purpose. And now let's move on for the identity. So identity is a linguistic construction of membership in one or more social groups or categories. It is not preconceived as male or female. It is a way of referencing. So when we use language in the society, we used at least two people in a group. Now these are the domain of language, or the use, or the function. So we use language when we are with our family, right? We use language when we are with our circle of friends. We use our language in our community, businesses, as well as in the aspects of religion. Also, we use language in the government, as well as in the media and education. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching and thank you for listening. Have a great day, everyone. Bye bye.